Okay, Baby Savage, aka the Guy to Grind, the independent rap messiah. Today we're gonna talk a little bit about radio and just tactics that you can use to actually break your single without the radio. So if you know anything about radio, or if you don't, I'm going to explain some things that you might need to know. Wattage of a radio. You know, you got like 10,000 watts, 20,000 watts, 50,000 watts, 100,000 watt radio stations. Of course, the larger the number, the bigger the reach, the more wattage. Some radio stations which have 50,000 watts can reach about 2 hours out, maybe 2 hours and a half. Radio stations typically with 100,000 watts can reach out about 3.5 to 4 hours. So when I say reach out, I mean, say for instance, if you got your local radio station in your city, wherever that radio station is located in, if it's 50,000 watts, which can reach 2 hours out, from that radio station in a circumference, meaning in a circle, you go this way, go that way, 2 hours, no matter which way you go, that's how far that radio signal can travel, and people will still turn on the radio and listen to it clearly. Of course, it kind of starts to die out a little bit, or maybe in just depending on where you're at. But typically 50,000 watts is about 2 hours or whatnot. So with that being said, this is basically what I did. This is the GOG marketing plan. Let's say you got a small town, and that town has about 20,000 people in it. This is what I did to several cities to actually break myself in it. So what I would do is I would do a show down there or whatnot, get with the club, reach out to a lot of people in the areas, around the areas, do a show down there. And I would go down there. The place has 20,000 people, so I go down there with 5,000 CDs, copies of my single, mixtape, whatever I want to put out. And I'm going to push all of those 5,000, whether I'm selling some just so I can give the others away. I would basically be selling them for like $1, $2, $3, whatever I can get. Because if you're an artist and you know the value of a CD, you're really paying like 10, 15 cents for the total package. Of course, we know your music is worth a lot more, but when you're trying to get out and you're trying to build a fan base, that way somebody can book you, this is a different story. So the first show, I go down there, I put out 5,000 copies of this mixtape. Okay, I do a show, I'm meeting and greeting the key players in the city, the people who really hustle, the people who really grind, some of the artists who are just hot, because you're always going to have the artist who hot, he make good music, and you're always going to have the artist who grind and he work hard. And that's who I look for, because that's what I'm a part of. I'm a part of the people who grind and who work hard. So now, 3 months later, I set up another show, same city. This time, more people know me. They've listened to my music. They selected the tracks that they actually like on the CD or whatnot. And the single is always what I'm pushing, which is something that basically everybody can relate to, or it's just something that's catchy or something like that. So the second time I go down there, another 5,000 copies, same CD. Okay, so basically now this is what I done did. I done dominated that city. It has 20,000 people. I put out 50% worth of CDs in that city, which was 10,000, half of the 20,000, and it's going to travel to the rest. Because this is what you got to understand. You really can't just really cater to the entire 20,000, because some of those people are older people who don't listen to hip hop. Some of those people are white people who don't listen to hip hop. Some of those people are age range, maybe ranging from a baby to 11 or 12, who are not listening to hip hop yet. So you can't just say you're going to market to the whole 20,000. If you get on Google or whatnot, you can actually view the demographics, white, black, age, and the population of each city in the entire United States. So that's what you do. You basically say, okay, well, I want to attack this city and I want to get known in this city. So I'm going to Google the demographics, Google the population. Okay, it has a population of this many. Okay, I'm going to put out 50% of my CDs in this city, and I'm going to go down there and I'm going to do 2 shows. Now, I was just doing this basically on my own because I wasn't really thinking about breaking a single. I was just thinking like, I'm just doing this really to hustle, get money off CDs, and I want to go to different cities and get my music out there in different cities, man. I tell you, back when I was doing that, because I really don't do that no more, but back when I was doing that, I went to New York, Atlanta, you know, all the major cities, California, man, some of the biggest places, some of the smallest places. I traveled to probably about 14 states or whatnot, and in a few of the states, some of the cities I went to 3 or 4 times before I finally got a break to say, somebody called me and said, hey Sad, we want to bring you down here, how much? And it was basically them booking me now. And then I didn't realize till later on what I did and how I had actually broke my music down there without the radio, without a DJ. That's why in a lot of my songs I talk about what I did without the gatekeeper, without the DJ, without the radio, because it's people who book me in about 6 states right now, constantly, every year, just off of me putting out CDs and going down and putting out flyers and promoting myself. A lot of you artists who not going to do that, you're not going to ever get the chance to actually do that because you're stuck in your own city. And you know, it's very few artists with the means and the money to actually take trips across the world. But me, back in those days, I really didn't have the money myself, but I had CDs and I was a real grinder. And it was like nothing for me to go out there 8 o'clock in the morning, sell my CD in the city. Nobody knows me. I don't know no people. I'm going to hoods, wherever I can go. A lot of things that other people won't do. Selling my CD for 8 to 15 hours a day. Making the money, putting gas, headed to the next city, ordering flyers, ordering business cards, things like that, posters or whatnot, steady putting them out. And in about a year and a half, I just started getting booked. Booked. And it still didn't dawn on me, I don't think, maybe for, it was probably about 10 months later when I just finally realized what was going on, that these people was booking me because of all the music I had put out and how I promoted myself and marketed it myself. So I was like, damn, I got 4 states doing this. Then it turned to, let me go do this to more states and more states and more states. And that's what started happening, man. I started going to Missouri, started going to Arkansas, started going to Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, places where people were actually paying to book me versus me just doing the show and getting the club. And then, you know, as the process go on, you're going to find yourself or whatnot. I started doing a whole bunch of different type of things or whatnot. I started setting up tours. Then it just got to the point to where I was doing 100 shows a year, then 200 shows a year, then 300 shows a year. Then I came up with a plan to actually help other independent artists go on shows and do tours. And book national acts at the same time and set up tours for them. Basically where I can do more than 300 shows a year and still do 300 shows a year for myself. So I'm handling artist tours from all over the state. I'm handling about 15 national acts tours, setting up shows for them, and basically doing this all by myself. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of time consistently working each and every day. I'm talking about some hours, 18 hours a day, 20 hours a day, sleeping full, getting right back up, doing the same thing again or whatnot. And I started just reaching those marks of 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. So, you know, we at the level right now with this company, we trying to figure out, okay, we finna skip past the rest and go straight to $1 million a year. That's what we're working on right now. So I got a business plan that's actually gonna make over $1 million a year. It's just about finding the right people to actually get with me so we can put this together. People who seriously want to work, because I do mass blast marketing, cell phone technology. Millions of people get hit by me daily. I get thousands of calls a day. And true story, you'll be surprised how many people call my phone that are literally mentally slow. Like, I realize in the music industry, you have a large percentage of the people who are mentally slow in this business. And you know, not just meaning like they're actually handicapped, but very uneducated, very ignorant about things, and they don't have the motivation or the drive to do it. Like, people see what I do because I post a lot of stuff on my social media, and then they call me and they want to get involved, and I might send them a link to a video and they don't even watch the video. They want me to tell them. Like, I really got time to fucking explain to them exactly everything that I'm doing with what I'm doing right now. And I try to explain it to people. Watch the fucking video, alright? After you watch the video, you ain't gotta talk to me no more. The video telling you everything. Now next time you call me, you should be saying, hey Savage, I got a sale. How do I send you your money? And I've had probably maybe out of literally 30,000-40,000 people that I talked to, I've probably only had about 13 to 20 people who, after I send them the video, they literally don't call me back, and next time they call me, they got a sale, and they ask me how to send the money and what they could do to take this to the next level. Those are very few. Those people are part of the 1% of the world who actually, if they sit down and pay attention to what they're doing and actually churn and work on all of the things that they need to work on, can build into something bigger and better and make it a lot more beneficial or whatnot. That's what I had to realize about myself or whatnot. You know, being part of the 1%, it's not just actually, in my mind, just being filthy rich or whatnot. It's being aware of what's going on in the environment, such as like the economy and how it's set up when you're working at a job, and you know, minimum wage go up, well, so do prices of gas and food and a whole bunch of other things or whatnot. And you know, it's a certain saying that the rich get richer and the poor get poor. Well, until you realize and understand why that's happening, you're gonna steady be in that box. And I'm outside of that box right now, and it's a lot of stuff that I understand that a lot of people don't understand. And you know, the message that I have, my voice is not big enough to reach the world yet, so I'm just doing little by little. And so far as with this music business, a lot of rappers all their life have been hearing, make a hot song, make a hot song. Well, I do understand what a hot song can do. You know, if you have a hot song, it's basically like crack. Everybody run into it, everybody want it, right? But at the end of the day, it's too many artists out there who think they have a hot song and don't have a hot song. You know, me personally, I've been doing music probably 4 or 5 years yet, and I haven't had a hot song yet. Of course, I don't, you know, work on music like that or whatnot. I make good songs, but I haven't had that great song yet that I can just put out there and everybody gravitates to and wants it. So how I make up for that is actually doing things that I can do on my own without having to wait for other people. So I go out there and get it. I go out there and I chase the money, and that's why I'm getting a lot more money than artists with hot songs. That's why it's probably about 15 artists that I'm working with. Their hot songs, I'm creating avenues for them that they couldn't even create for themselves because they don't have the education to do so or whatnot. And they don't have that education because a lot of them bypass the hard work or whatnot through a major label or whatnot. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about how I'm working, what I'm doing. I really know the business right now, like a lot of it, you know what I'm saying, to the point to where I really don't need a major label. I am the major label, and that's what we building here at Guys That Grind. We just looking for more artists to sign who are ready to put in the hard work and learn, and not looking for a handout. You know, so many people call my phone every day. Oh man, Savage, sign me, bro. What you want me to give you? Some money for a song that you made on a computer and you're not even marketing, promoting, or doing nothing with? you know, these days you actually have to show what you're doing or whatnot. So, you know, back to the subject at hand, the radio, the guerrilla marketing or whatnot, that's basically what I did. So if you trying to break a single, you don't need the radio. You don't need a DJ. It's going to be a lot harder and a lot longer. But if you really didn't just been fucking with a lot of DJs, them niggas is dick riders. I'm being honest with you. Like, them niggas play niggas songs who they'll never see. Them niggas rep niggas labels who don't fuck with them. Like, I watch this shit go on all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeing that independent artist who can be the next, or who gonna be the next, and get behind him and pushing him forward and being there with him when he get there, which is how it should be, or that should be a part of it at least. You know what I'm saying? So I just done experience so much with DJs. Like, you know, you can pay them and they still don't do what they supposed to do. You could try to build a relationship with them. They gonna dick ride a nigga they never gonna see, just because them niggas got a huge marketing budget or whatnot, and you know they hot right now, so they claiming they label and never even met the niggas. You know what I'm saying? I meet DJs like that all the time, and I just be looking at these niggas like they clowns. You know what I'm saying? It's a few authentic DJs that I've met, very few. You know what I'm saying? But I understand, like, certain people just want to ride a wave. You know what I'm saying? But it's a such thing as though, if you wasn't around when I was down, don't come around. So that's how a lot of these artists feel once they make it to a certain level. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing you can really do that's gonna make them feel comfortable around you like that brother they had when they was in the grind, when they was in the mud, and they was trying to come up. And you know, even with what I'm doing, like, you know, it's a lot of people who just don't understand, like, everybody wasn't everybody at one particular time. And if you can look at, just look at, this is what you gotta do in every city you go to. Look at the top artists who are doing something that nobody else is doing. And then you will have a closer judgment to say who that next person is going to be. Because at the end of the day, some of the greatest minds, or some of the most important people who are to create something historic, are those who are actually creating history. You just not paying attention because they haven't made it to that historic point that you personally feel that makes them that much of a star, right? Because I speak to a lot of people all the time, and I tell them, I'm like, as an independent artist, I'm doing 300 shows a year plus. Now I got 2 tour buses. I done did features with some of the biggest names in the game, and we didn't even have to talk change. We always work. So, and not to mention that, you know, I can mention financial, how I'm making 6 figures a year. The one bought a Lamborghini, paid for my house as cash. I got a $250,000 house and a $500,000 home. So I mean, we could talk about the money financially. What other independent artists doing that? And it's an independent artist that's close to that, or doing something like that in your city. They might not be doing the same exact thing I'm doing, but you just see that they standing out from them other 200 artists in that city. And then you say to yourself, okay, these other 200 artists, they good, but this dude right here is like leading the pack. Like, he like 10 miles ahead. And as long as he keep his head on straight, stay out of trouble, stay out of harm's way, I can see where he fixing to go. That's who you need to be looking for if you trying to attach yourself to something. Everybody ain't born to be a leader, although everybody wants to be a leader. You have to know when to follow. You have to be around, attach yourself to something that you know is fixing to be profitable, positive, and prosperous. The 3 P's or whatnot. And I guarantee you, if you do that and you stick around, it's gonna happen for you. You know, I don't hang around certain people no more. I realized how it was keeping me down. You know the old saying, they say, well, if you're hanging around 9 broke people, it's a good chance you'll be the 10th one. I know you heard that before. Hey man, it's so true. I used to have so many people around me who couldn't contribute nothing. Gas, hotels, food. I'm paying for every fucking thing when we on the road. I'm like, God damn, man. We grown men or what? You know what I'm saying? And then I realized, I'm like, look, bro. Start associating with different people. So I started meeting new people who wanted to do music, and they can hold their own. That's who I call, and I say, hey man, I got a tour, let's rock. So when we on the road, they can buy their own hotel, they can help on gas, they got their own food. I ain't got to take care of these niggas like babies. So you have to understand how much even just that can help you, because when you're dealing with those type of people who can take care of their own, 9 times out of 10 they're also going to contribute to your business once you show them what to do, because they might not know what to do. Show them what to do. Show them how to get some money. Watch and see how much money you're going to get. Baby Savage got a grind, man. We're going to be doing some more videos. I'm finna turn up on these videos because I get so many people hit me up to do more or whatnot, so I definitely got to keep them coming. But at the end of the day, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like the video. Leave a fucking comment, man. Show the niggas some love. I be giving niggas game that niggas ain't never gave in the world, man. Especially not none of these niggas who done made it to hundreds of millions of dollars. These niggas don't talk this shit like I talk this shit. I'm trying to get a game to everybody in the world, so fuck with me. Baby Savage got a grind. Independent rapper, Messiah, man. At Baby Savage got a grind on Instagram. I'm out.